Get ready to dive into the thrilling journey of a young woman who stood up to one of the most powerful men in the world and defied the entire Roman Empire with her faith. Saint Philomena, a Greek princess, seemed destined for a peaceful life. But when she refused Emperor Diocletian's marriage proposal, she became the target of his relentless fury. Held in a dark cell, enduring torture, divine visions, and supernatural miracles, her life turned into a true spiritual adventure. How did this young woman of unwavering faith take on the impossible? Discover Saint Philomena's story in Journey of the Saints, Sacred Stories. Saint Philomena's life begins as a genuine tale of hope and unshakable faith. Imagine ancient Greece, a time filled with gods and myths, where only a few people knew the one true God. Among the nobles and royalty lived a couple marked by sadness and a deep longing to have a child. After years of unsuccessful attempts, they had turned to every pagan god they knew, yet with no success. Then, in a moment of deep anguish, they met a Christian physician who revealed a secret. The only God capable of performing true miracles was the God of the Christians. Hope was rekindled in the hearts of Philomena's future parents, and with newfound courage, they chose to abandon their old gods and convert to Christianity. God's response came in the form of a miracle. After a year of fervent prayer and dedication to the Christian God, the couple was blessed with the birth of a daughter, whom they named Lumina, meaning light. At her baptism, she was given the name Philomena, or Daughter of Divine Light, in honor of the grace that had blessed her parents. Philomena grew up surrounded by the love and faith-filled teachings of her parents. From a young age, she displayed signs of a deep spirituality and wisdom beyond her years. At the age of 5, she made her first communion, and by 11, she felt a special calling to dedicate her life to God, vowing to remain pure and to devote herself solely to Him. Her decision was met with respect and joy by her parents, who saw her as a true blessing. However, Philomena's path was about to take an unexpected and challenging turn. The winds of politics and war swept through Greece, and her father, seeking protection for his kingdom, was summoned to an audience with the powerful Emperor Diocletian in Rome. To strengthen ties and ensure peace between their lands, he took his wife and Philomena along, never imagining that this would place her at the heart of a tragic and intense drama. Upon arriving at the Roman palace, the emperor was instantly captivated by Philomena's beauty and purity. Diocletian, powerful and accustomed to getting whatever he desired, made an unexpected proposal. He wanted to marry the young woman. In return, he promised protection and peace for Philomena's father and all of Greece. For a king threatened by war, this offer seemed like the perfect solution, and, overwhelmed with relief, he accepted immediately. When Philomena learned of the proposal, she was overcome with despair. On the way back to Greece, she tearfully told her parents about the sacred vow she had made. Though deeply saddened and fearful for their daughter's safety, they understood that God's calling was greater than any political alliance. However, when Diocletian heard of Philomena's refusal, he wouldn't accept no as an answer. Viewing her rejection as an affront to his power, he ordered her to be brought back to Rome, where she would face a terrible ordeal. Philomena was thrown into a dark cell, where Diocletian repeatedly attempted to change her mind. He promised her wealth, power, and a life as his queen, but nothing seemed to shake her faith and resolve. Enraged, the emperor ordered her to be tortured to force her to yield. Soldiers beat her, and her back was torn by lashes, yet with each attempt to break her, Philomena found solace in her prayers, offering her pain to God. After weeks of relentless torture, the emperor ordered her to be locked away in a cell without light or food, hoping that hunger and suffering would force her to accept his proposal. There, in the darkness and in a state of exhaustion, Philomena had a vision that filled her with hope. Our Lady appeared, holding the child Jesus in her arms. With gentle words, the Blessed Virgin spoke, "My daughter, you are loved and cherished in God's eyes. You will receive the strength to endure these trials and will never be alone." The Archangel Gabriel will protect you. This divine encounter transformed Philomena's heart, renewing her courage and giving her supernatural strength to face what lay ahead. With her faith reinvigorated, she inspired admiration and respect among the people. Many already saw her as a living saint, even before her martyrdom. When Diocletian was informed that the young woman still resisted, he decided to inflict a public torture. Philomena was tied up and whipped in a public square as crowds watched in horror. The emperor, believing that the Roman gods had intervened to heal her, once again tried to persuade her to accept his offer. However, Philomena's response was firm and defiant. "I serve the one true God, and he will never abandon me." Enraged, Diocletian ordered that she be thrown into the Tiber River with an anchor tied around her neck. As the crowd awaited Philomena's death, another miracle occurred. 2 angels appeared and, removing the anchor from her neck, brought her safely to the riverbank without a drop of water touching her. Many people converted on the spot, witnessing the divine intervention. Diocletian, however, was determined to crush Philomena's resistance. He ordered that she be dragged through the streets of Rome and then shot with arrows until she died. But the arrows turned back upon the soldiers themselves, leaving the emperor both bewildered and enraged. As a final attempt, he ordered a massive fire to be built, but the flames caused no harm to Philomena, who remained unshaken, shielded by divine power. Finally, the emperor, desperate and out of options, ordered her to be beheaded. On August 10, Philomena knelt, lifted her prayers to God, and accepted her martyrdom, passing peacefully. The young saint, only 13 years old, left this world, bearing a legacy of faith, courage, and miracles that would endure through the ages. In 1802, during excavations in the Roman catacombs, her tomb was discovered, bearing the inscription, "Peace be with you, Philomena," along with symbols of her martyrdom, an anchor, a palm, and arrows. Father Francesco de Lucia, who was gravely ill, prayed to Saint Philomena and, after being miraculously healed, brought her relics to the church in Magnano, Italy. From that moment on, miracles began to occur through her intercession. Today, Saint Philomena is known as the patroness of the Living Rosary and the Children of Mary, a saint who continues to inspire and strengthen the faith of all who seek her help. Saint Philomena's story is full of fascinating details and curiosities that deepen the mystery and devotion surrounding her. One of the most intriguing aspects is that she was virtually forgotten for centuries until her relics were rediscovered in the catacombs of Rome in 1802. The symbols found at her tomb, the anchor, the martyr's palm, and the arrows, serve as clues, revealing the intensity of her suffering and faith. This discovery was regarded as a true gift to the Church at the time. Another interesting detail involves the town of Magnano del Cardinale in Italy, where Saint Philomena's relics were taken. The transport of her remains to this small town sparked a series of miracles, both during the journey and after her arrival. It's said that while Father Francesco de Lucia was transporting her relics, numerous miraculous healings occurred, including the cure of a young girl who had been unable to walk. These events quickly drew attention and devotion to Saint Philomena. Saint Philomena was also greatly loved by saints and popes of her time. Saint John Vianney, the Cure of Ars, had a deep devotion to her and attributed many of his own miracles and healings to her intercession. He affectionately called her his little saint. Another noteworthy fact is that Saint Madeleine Sophie Barat, founder of the Society of the Sacred Heart, was also devoted to her and turned to her countless times in moments of difficulty. A unique aspect of her canonization is that, although the traditional canonization process requires detailed documentation of a saint's life and miracles, Saint Philomena's canonization was unusual, granted primarily in response to popular devotion and the many widely recognized miracles performed in her name. Pope Gregory XVI authorized her official veneration in 1837, declaring her the patroness of the Living Rosary and the Children of Mary. despite the scarcity of detailed historical records about her life. Another interesting detail is that Saint Philomena is one of the few saints in the Church whose life was partially revealed through visions and private revelations. Specifically, a Neapolitan nun named Sister Maria Luisa of Jesus reported having visions about the life and martyrdom of Saint Philomena. These visions helped fill in some historical gaps about her life and suffering, shaping the devotion to her. Devotion to Saint Philomena remains strong, and her faithful believe she offers special protection to those seeking help with difficult miracles and impossible causes. Her devotees often feel a deep sense of peace and comfort while praying to her, believing she intercedes with a unique heavenly power. Prayer to Saint Philomena. Glorious Virgin and Martyr, Saint Philomena, who from heaven, where you reign, delight in showering countless blessings upon earth, here I am, prostrate at your feet, imploring your help for the needs that weigh so heavily on me. You, who are so powerful with Jesus, as proven by the countless miracles that occur wherever you are invoked and honored, I rejoice in seeing you so great, so pure, so holy, and so gloriously rewarded in heaven and on earth. Drawn by your example to practice solid virtues and filled with hope in view of the rewards given for your merits, I resolve to imitate you by avoiding sin and perfectly obeying the commandments of the Lord. Help me, therefore, O great and powerful little saint, in this distressing hour in which I find myself, granting me the grace, and especially an inviolable purity, a strength to resist all temptations, a generosity that refuses no sacrifice to God, and a love for Jesus Christ as strong as death. Grant me also a great devotion and love for the Blessed Virgin Mary and the Holy Father, along with the grace to live my faith so that one day I may be with you in heaven for all eternity. Saint Philomena, pray for us. Amen. We conclude here the moving story of Saint Philomena, an example of courage and unshakable faith, who faced torture and trials with impressive serenity. From birth, Philomena shone as a true daughter of divine light, bringing hope to her parents and later becoming a testimony of faith for the whole world. She resisted the desires of a powerful emperor and endured unimaginable suffering, remaining faithful to God until her final moment. Her life inspires us to trust that, amid challenges, we can find strength in faith and know that we are never alone. To this day, Saint Philomena continues to perform miracles, touching hearts and drawing the faithful from all over. May her story inspire us to seek a stronger faith and a deeper love for God, knowing that He works in mysterious and powerful ways in the lives of those who trust in Him. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to the Journey of the Saints, Sacred Stories channel to discover more inspiring stories like this one. Share this video with friends and family who need an example of faith, and like it so more people can learn about the lives of the saints. And finally, we'd love to hear from you. What teaching of Saint Philomena touched your heart the most?